Okay, I feel like I'm at Naropa. I did not just ask you how your inner aura was doing. How the fuck are ya? That's what I'm talking about. That's how we do here. People just walking in. I'm working on getting more chairs to place around the crowd, but if you want, you can come sit here on the stage if you like. You can look at poetic ass all night. It's hot. And it's hot. I'm telling you. This guy's like, he said ass. I don't know how to feel about that. Just, everybody get settled and enjoy. All right, first things first. This once held granulated garlic. But now, it is transformed and will hold your money. We are one of the few poetry slams in the country that does not charge a cover. We do not enforce a cover here. But, like Dino was saying, we do ask for a $5 donation. This goes to paying your winning poet of the slam, paying our features, helping poetry slam teams go to Austin, Texas, helping our youth poetry slam team go to Youth Nationals, where they placed 10th in the country this year, their second year out. So we got a lot of shit going on here in Denver, and this money helps pay for it. Now, what we usually do, I'm gonna start it right down here. We're going to lovingly glare at this person until money goes in the jar. Lovingly. Oh, look at this, $10 going in immediately. Applaud these ladies! Applaud these ladies! Keep that going around, please. Like I said, it goes to a lot of good shit. Need you to get your foot on the court. Thank you. Alrighty, let's see. Our features tonight are all the way from that little island surrounded by Texas. We're talking about Austin, where we had the pleasure to go to this place. We kicks ass, but the heat is a bit much. It's like walking through, it's like breathing chicken soup, but it's cool. Our poets, all the way from Austin, Texas. All the way. Austin, Texas. Texas, Austin. Two separate things. This is where you pay attention to me now. And that's for you too. All right. Erin Livingston is a two-time Austin Ego Slam Team finalist in as many years as she has been on the scene. Her fresh voice and unapologetic presence make for dynamic and unpredictable performances as she continues to grow as a writer, performer, and believer in leaving things better than she found them. That's some deep shit. This motherfucker's bio is like 4 paragraphs long, so he's gonna get the first sentence of each. Big Papa E is a spoken word artist and 3-time HBO deaf poet who melds rhythmic verse, stand-up comedy, and dramatic monologue into expansive works that skewer pop culture, politics, and the pain and beauty of relationships. Yes, that sentence is the entire paragraph. Big Papa E burst on the scene as a member of the '99 San Francisco Poetry Slam Team, co-champions that year of the National Poetry Slam in Chicago, and the only undefeated team out of 48 teams that year. 2 teams tied for first place. They decided to split the title. And by split the title, I mean literally. Took the damn trophy and ripped the fucker in half. They had to make a new one, which Bill McMillan had some words about, but that's cool. All right.
Bill was real happy about that.
Yeah, he was. All right, Big Papa E has toured relentlessly on the spoken word highway since 2000, when he did 65 gigs across 27 states in just under 4 months. Big Papa E is the author of 6 books of poetry, 2 collections of haiku.
Get me the fuck up on it.
I'm waiting for the... Hi. How we doing?
Woo! Good.
Honey,
Come
you
on,
know...
work it out, Polly. You're taking
you
too
know...
long. Let's get to the feature. Come on,
Well,
let's go.
I'm trying, but someone keeps talking loud while I'm trying to do this introduction. Who could that be, I wonder? Who's at a few tonight? Who should... They didn't pay me to come hear you, darling. I love you, but they didn't. All right. So you already got your fucking feature up here? Like I said, this is not the school of disembodied poetics. This is the fucking Mercury Cafe. Are you ready to bring your feature up here? Let's go and bring up Erin Livingston and Big Papa E!
Oh, that works too.
How y'all doing? So check it out. We're on tour for 4 months on the Greyhound with 1 backpack each, 1 rolly bag each, and she's got her purse and I've got my Merce. That's it for 4 months. What? I got a Merce. I don't play. Give it up for Merces. I shrivel up and down without my Merce. What? So we left Tuesday. It's now Sunday, and I think we've logged probably, dear God, several thousand miles. the shortest bus trip that we've had so far, 10 hours. That's the shortest one. Today it took us 15 hours to get here. Tomorrow, 22 hours to Sedona, Arizona. Holy crap. Let's just clap for stupidity, ladies and gentlemen. And humidity. Oh my dear God. Okay, so I'm gonna read a poem for you. There are few things in this life that are strictly black and white. Most issues float somewhere in the middle of a vast sea of gray, open to a myriad conflicting interpretations. But I am here to tell you that such things are existing as absolute truth, undeniable facts that rise from that wishy-washy sea of opinions and stand resolutely like Venus in a clamshell for all to see. I am talking about incontrovertible principles that are impossible to deny, of which I will now list 5. 1. The sun will rise and the sun will set. 2. All who were born will one day die. 3. Van Halen with David Lee Roth was infinitely superior to Van Hagar. Bullshit. 4. Crunchy peanut butter is not only irrefutable proof of God's existence, but it also shows she loves us very much. And people who like smooth peanut butter hate the baby Jesus. I can smell that shit from here. And 5, which is the reason I am here right now, and I am speaking of that one remaining sterling truth no reasonable person can deny. Pluto is a motherfucking planet! I ain't playing. So what? A bunch of self-important professors got bored one day and decided to get back at all the cruel people who wouldn't date them in high school by knocking Pluto's standing in the universe to dwarf planet and renaming it to 134340. And why? Because Pluto isn't like other planets. Pluto's smaller than most moons. Pluto's got a bit of a strange orbit. Wah! But really, who in this room has never been considered an oddball, an outcast, special? Pluto is like the chubby goth girl lurking at the edge of the solar system, staring longingly at the cosmic dance floor filled with all the popular planets. Ew, look at me, I'm Saturn, look at my freaking rings. Ew, look at me, I'm Jupiter, up so deep, look at my third eye. All these planetary John Lennons and Paul McCartneys vying for celestial attention while poor Ringo gets pushed to the back of the universal stage. And let me tell you, without Ringo, the Beatles would have amounted to nothing. Ringo put the beat into the Beatles, and without him, they would have just been the Beatles. Without chubby goth girls. Chubby goth girls? Wait. And scene. Without chubby goth girls, gay high school boys would have never had bosoms to cry upon. I never would have had bosoms to cry upon. Pluto is the symbol for every kid who's never fit in. We need Pluto as proof that no matter how small you are, how separated from mainstream society, how abnormal, how fucking weird you are, you too can be someone worth looking up to. You too can be a planet. I don't care what they say. I don't give a good goddamn about any so-called science. Forget science. This is beyond science. This is about belief. And I believe that Pluto was a planet long before these bitter eggheads were mewling and puking on their mother's knees. And when they're all dead and buried along with their hoity-toity ideas and the universe has forgotten their blink of existence, Pluto will still be out there, watching over this tiny, blue, gay planet from afar, like the chubby goth girl best friend it always was. Call Pluto what you will, but remember this. A rose by any other name is still a freaking planet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep it going from our tour partner. Her name is Erin.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for having us. this at your spot. This is just the loveliest place I've ever seen, and the crowd is just so attentive, and that's so refreshing. So thank you for that. And I'm gonna share a story with you, change the energy a little bit. But this is a story about a good friend of mine and her brother and their relationship regarding the war. So just hang in for this. He must know how her eyes stare at him, from his unmistakable crew cut on down each brass button to polished patent leather, then back up crisp starched creases to confetti breast of patches, finally landing on his name tag. Only sometimes do they make it back up to his square jaw, and on rare occasions they might meet his gaze. But his eyes are faded. They're smoldering like mortar shells gone screaming through hell, sights stored in memory, reflex, sense of smell, and she wouldn't dare ask if he didn't want to tell. It drips off him, wanting someone to understand. The firstborn son, raised in an upper-class subdivision, turned college dropout, left without meaning as a man. So searching for approval, he landed in Afghanistan, pride weighing heavy as the machine gun in his soft hands, and he wonders, how did this happen? Together, they ask the same questions. Too many limbs lost to a cause explained only in catchphrases. Too many bullets fired over rubbled alleys of misinformation. Too many graves dug to bury baby faces. And sometimes she wishes the two of them could trade places, because he must know how his eyes stare at her. From her unmistakable knotted up locks on down each protest slogan button to scuffed and muddied marching boots, then back up pants of patchwork trails, finally landing on her unbound breasts. And only sometimes do they make it back up to her square jaw, and on rare occasions they might meet her gaze. But her eyes are faded. Too long jaded by the underestimated significance of her countercultural presence in the face of a leader who would rather see her own brother die than admit to lying about why the U.S. went to war. This is not a battle over who loves our country more. This is a battle over preserving our nation's values, conflicted as they are. Hers is exactly the type of freedom he set out to defend, yet believes is a too futile means to an end. And his is exactly the type of freedom she could never defend. She believes it a too brutal means to an end. To be American is complicated, to say the least. To err is human. We all make mistakes, but then we all wonder why it takes so long to learn from them. So I learned from my friend, her peacemaking process with next of kin. Together, around the dinner table, mediated by two loving parents, they settle conflicts that have baffled and plagued the greatest of nations. So God bless these heroes, that they may lead my generation. Thank you. Just like to mention, if you'd like anything you hear up here, we've got our books for sale. This is how we eat. I'm really excited about mine. They're the first ones that I've put together, so just keep that in mind. Big puppy.
Hey, so check it out. I was planning this tour because I was stuck in a cubicle and I freaking hated my life. Anybody stuck in a cubicle? Anybody hating your cubicle life? That's what I'm talking about. Thank God. Yo, I was hating my life. I was on Celexa, an antidepressant, just to keep me from fleeing my existence. I decided I was going to cut that out of my life. And the stupid job, I got rid of all my belongings. I donated my van to a local national public radio station. And then Erin heard about it. And she was in a cubicle. And she had never toured before. She'd never put together a book before. She had never done anything like this before. And she was like, I'm going with you. She didn't say, can I go? She was like, I'm going with you. She sold all of her things, sold her car. We are both homeless, leaving out of our backpacks and our rolly bags. Our only connection is through freaking Greyhound. So, yeah, can we give it up for that, please? It's a little So, speaking of scary, girls scare the shit out of me. Any guys feeling me on that? One person brave enough to say he's chicken shit about girls. What's your name? Bobby. What's up, Evan? We'll talk later. So this is about just, you know what? Things are so fucking complicated. I just wanted to take it back to where it was easier to understand and way scarier. So this is what this is about. It's called Falling in Like. Oh, you like that title? I came up with it myself. Okay, let's do that again as a concerted effort. Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Falling in Like. Okay, good. Okay. We have to have the trailing up. Okay, only the girls now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, all the guys, ready? Yeah, I just made all y'all sound so gay. That was really awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Aww, Shantae. Okay. You make me feel goofy. Goofy like I blush when someone mentions your name. Goofy like I have a bazillion things I want to tell you when you're not around, but face to face I just stare at my toe, making circles on the ground like I'm all thumbs and no place to put them. Like I just want to write you a note that says, do you like me, girl in the front row? Yes, no, or maybe. Whatever random cool I've been able to harness leaps from my grasp when you enter the room and I feel old school. And by that I mean grade school, like back in the day when the space between wanting to touch someone's hand and actually touching it could hold lifetimes of passionate yearning. Girl, I don't want to make out with you. I want to make a fort with you, right in the middle of the living room with all the sheets and all the blankets and every chair in the whole house. A soft labyrinth scented with fabric softener and hot chocolate with marshmallows, laying on our tummies in the avocado shag carpeting and eating Golden Grams right out of the box. Yes. We'd be the best spellers in all the 6th grade spelling bee, and we'd spend our recesses in the library, quizzing each other over dueling dictionaries and encyclopedias and having cutthroat Scrabble wars. And you would always accuse me of cheating, but I still swear that ishkabibble is a real word. And if you got the chicken pox, I would ride my bike across town on a Saturday and climb in through your bedroom window to hang out with you while your parents were shopping so that I could get chicken pox too. Then we could both stay home from school and talk on the phone all day long and watch game shows and Twilight Zone reruns together and take breaks only for dinner and the bathroom until it was bedtime. And we whispered into the phone under the covers in the dark until we got really sleepy. And I would say, "Are you asleep?" And you would say, "Yes." And a little while later I would ask, "Are you awake?" And you wouldn't say anything. And I would just lie there, listening to the sound of your breathing. On my homemade Valentine's Day card, I would write, "I like you," in sparkles and glue, only my handwriting is so bad all my K's look like V's, but we decide that's better anyway. I live you. We make pinky swears while biting our thumbs and cross our hearts and hope to die promises with words like always and forever and never ever ever promises you can only make when you're 10 and don't know any better. Back when 3 weeks at summer camp was an eternity and a change of school's a disaster. Back before pimples, before underarm hair, before bra straps and makeup, before graduation and college and graduation and real life. Back before resumes and jobs and careers and mortgages and marriage and divorce and debt and disappointment. Back when summers lasted forever and our first kiss on the cheek was the most awkward and scary and wonderful thing in the whole wide world. That's how I like you, girl in the front row, like a lot. So which is it? Yes, no, or maybe? Just to let you know, the girl in the front row went, hell yes. She said, yes I did. I'm gonna hit that tonight. I'm gonna tap it like a maple tree. What? tap that like Morse code. That was really foul what I just did. I was humping like a dog. You guys want to hear something funny? My sister, at first when she was little, didn't understand what it was like for a dog when it got excited. You know what I'm talking about? The little lipstick comes out. And she called my dad at work and was like, oh my God, something's wrong with the dog. This thing isn't red. It's red, and it's hurting. And so my dad didn't want to explain on the phone because he was working. He's like, okay, I'll tell you about it later. Don't worry about it. He's okay. 5 minutes later, oh my God, it must have fallen off because it's gone. Still a famous story in our family. The lipstick. Yeah, so check it out. After years and years and years of just going to Kinko's and borrowing chapbooks from them and stapling them, I have a real book. Look, it's got a spine and a UPC code and an ISBN number, and I ain't playing, all right? On Amazon.com, $20, tonight, 10. And I would love to sell you one if you like something that you hear. Also, Erin, she's got 2 books that she made herself at Kinko's. Stole them from Kinko's. Fuck Kinko's. So, again, that's how we eat, so thanks a lot. This is it. Anybody ever work in a shopping mall?
Yeah.
Over Christmas break? This is for you. I worked in a chain record store over the holiday season, and the worst thing about it wasn't the customers, or the crappy hours, or the crappy wages, or the frenzied display of rampant consumerism posing as some quasi-religious celebration. Nor was it the snot-nosed kids working there who referred to me as Pox because my hair's not blue and my eyebrow doesn't have 47 piercings and oh, stupid me. I just bought the first Spice Girls album I am on my employee discount. Oh, stupid me. I'm not down. I'm not cool. I'm not deaf. I'm not fresh. I'm not fat. I'm not fly. I'm not old school. I'm not freaking punk rock. No. The worst thing about it was the music, man. Having to listen to stupid Christmas music every stupid day between Halloween and New Year's, and oh my God, did I want to roast Nat King Cole's chestnuts over an open fire. Anyway, it's the afternoon of Christmas Eve, and my chain record store is packed with last-minute shoppers. And I'm on the edge, man, after not having had a break in 5 hours, and we're running full blast with all 5 registers ringing up long lines of idiots. And each one of them has got a handful of screaming kids yelling, I want Britney Spears, and I want Justin Timberlake, and no, Mom, Eminem doesn't have any cussing on it, I promise. Just buy it for me, you fucking filthy cunt! In the middle of all this Christmas joy comes this wide-eyed waif of a girl in a red baby doll shirt and baggy skater pants with 7 silver hoops in one ear and a pierced lip and a pierced tongue and 3 nose piercings and a pierced belly button and the Star Wars Rebel Alliance symbol tattooed on her neck. And she walks, yes, dorkcore. And she walks up to my cash register and delicately places a brand new shiny copy of Christina Aguilera's latest CD on my counter and says, hi, I'm Nikki with 2 Ks and 3 Is. How are you? And I say, well, Trish, I'll tell ya. I was just thinking of having my tongue amputated and reattached to my forehead so I can lick my own eyebrows straight. No, better yet, I'm gonna take a razor and slice my tongue in half down the middle, from the tip all the way back to my uvula. Then I'm gonna slice it in 4s. Then I'm gonna pierce the tips of each piece and attach them with silver chains to my ears so my tongue will blossom like a flower. And then I'll really be punk rock. Don't you think that would be punk rock? And I'm not gonna stop there, no. I'm gonna take a body modification to a whole new level, Trish. And I'm saying this, I jump up on the counter and kick the Avril Lavigne display and send cassette singles raining down on the heads of the frightened shoppers. Just as the Mormon Tabernacle Choir sings, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And I scream, there is no Santa Claus. There is no Easter Bunny. There's only me, and I ain't giving you shit. Then Nikki with 2 Ks and 3 Is says, do you take checks? And all of a sudden, I'm back at the counter just staring at this skater chick. So I say, you know, skater chick, that Christina Aguilera CD sucks except for that one song on MTV. And she says, it doesn't matter. It's only for my brother, and he's lucky he's even getting this. Just fucking ring me up. So I fucking ring her up, and I say, have a very Merry Christmas, Nikki. Next. And 2 more from Erin Livingston. Give it up.
So this is story about my family. I think the best way to set up this poem is that it like sums up my life in like 3 minutes, and that's all there is to really say about it. A letter arrived the other day from my grandma. It included an update on all the grandkids, the great-grandkids, a few aunts and uncles, my parents, the renovations in the living room, the moles in the garden, a photo of me and Thelma, that's my grandma, and a reminder that her life is only getting shorter. She tells me she prays for all of us all the time, and I'm willing to bet this even includes the moles. Thelma is a worrier. Always has been, always will be. Same with my mother, same with her sisters, same with me. My family, they worry about love, about money, about car insurance, health insurance, good credit, and the future of all these things, and I know it is all for the sake of those they care about most. They want us kids to be safe and happy. In short, they want us to not have to worry. So when I was 6, my grandma gave me a set of worry dolls from Mexico, said to tell each one a worry before placing it under my pillow, and by morning, the worry would be gone. Well, I thought this was an excellent invention and quickly put all the dolls to work. One night, while being tucked into bed, my parents discovered a veritable village of worry dolls living under my pillow. They expressed their concern that one so small should have so many worries, and I started to cry. Told them how I worried about world hunger and world peace, about being kidnapped and attacked in our sleep, about the house being robbed, about poverty and racism. I worried about making friends at school. I even worried about the worry dolls because they didn't freaking work. I'd wake up in the mornings to find the troubled tribe, and everything entrusted to them the night before would come flooding back to me. My world became no less distressing in the days that followed, and the older I get, the more I wish I didn't sell those poor little people for 5 cents at a garage sale. I mean, at least then I could delegate my dilemmas and hold daily meetings with each anxiety-riddled representative to see how things were coming along. Today, it's just me, left to worry alone, smothering under pillows of responsibility to self, to debt, to family, to the future, to all of those stuck riding this planet in circles with me, and I sit, and I worry still about world hunger and world peace, about being stabbed and carried away, about the environment and the holes in the ozone layer, all the problems that come with poverty and racism. I worry that my college degree stands for nothing, that there is no hope for desperate situations, that addictions might never be mastered, that love is as much a phase as hipster fashion. I worry that hipster fashion is not a phase. I worry I may never see my grandmother again, and there's no one to blame for that but myself. I worry that the worst is yet to come. In our comfortable, softened, veiled half existence, we will be too fickle and weak in the knees to stand up for ourselves with some righteous conviction. I worry that I am the only one who feels this way. I worry that everyone feels this way, but is already too scared to say it. So I sit and I worry so that one day no one else will have to. And the last one I'm going to share with you tonight, it's my favorite story to tell. It's about when I moved to Austin, Texas about 2 years ago. Just kind of packed everything into my car. I didn't really have any savings, so I needed a job really, really bad. So I took the first thing that came along, and this is a story about that. The pimps provide a free fix, then bring their tricks to the kettle breakfast buffet to talk business. In the single occupancy bathroom, evidence of the woman's weaknesses mix among our collective menstrual trash. There's tissue wads that clot a cocaine-laced nosebleed, or a neon orange syringe cap wrapped in a single square stained by single red dots. And I see her almost every day around 12:30, knowing it's been over a year since she could use the night and her mattress for sleeping. Her strawberry blonde, tit-length curls and sour freckled face are fast approaching their expiration date. And she even works the Motel 6 parking lot while she waits for her number 5 extra cheese, no pickles to go. Despite her addictions and working conditions, she still manages to tip me $1 and some change, which is more than that man in the business suit left. And I can't help but wonder if he's breaking the 20 he flipped on the dresser while she was on his way out her door and into mine. On one occasion, my boss asked me to tell this wrinkle-faced, white-haired whisper of a woman wearing even less clothing to settle up on her coffee in the corner booth and leave. I ask him, what for? He states the obvious. So I offer up in her defense, or is it in mine, that we all need to make a living. To me, she is just an old woman sitting, sipping bottomless coffee for $1.29. She isn't hurting a thing, watching the mid-morning sunshine light show glint off semi-cabs and pickup trucks as they barrel along the highway at an anonymous hum. I tell my boss I refuse to be the one to shatter her cracked window pane gaze and take away such precious moments of freedom. Because when my morning shift is done, I rush home and strip. White polo, apron, black belt, pants, underwear on down to skin, soaked in the stink of maple syrup, sour milk, and Clorox. Some days I'm straight to the shower to drown it all off. Other days I'm splayed out naked like some prostitute, rich off her renown and loyal set of regular customers. Then I stuff it all in an envelope marked rent and stuff it back under the mattress, wondering if the hooker has an envelope marked for groceries, or one for poetry, or one for student loans like me. I wonder if her circumstance is temporary or experimental, or if the first time she traded her body for cash, she was working as a waitress in the South Austin Kettle. Yeah. Thanks for life.
Hey, thanks a lot, you guys. Yo, give it up for Polly. He's going to come up and do this thing. We're going to be over there in the corner if you want to buy a book. God bless. Thank you.
Give it up for your feature tonight! Over here, they've got stuff. We're going to take a 7-minute break. This is where you pee, smoke, talk to people, and simultaneously bum rush them and buy all of their shit. We're going to be starting the slam in like 7 minutes. No one is allowed to leave. You can go outside. No one is allowed to leave, including you judges, yes.